Hello everyone, welcome to the program. Today we are fortunate enough to have Eisha Salim with us. At a very young age, she's managed to become Senior Manager Digital Strategy at Publicis Optimedia in the Middle East. She is ex-Starcom and has worked on accounts like Procter & Gamble, Anglo Foods, Chrysler, and Pandora. Hello and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me over, Amir.
Okay, so let's jump into this right away. In your opinion, what do you think are the basic mistakes that brands are making on digital?
Okay, firstly, talking from Pakistan's point of view, because I've worked here, now I'm working in the Middle East. One of the biggest mistakes that brands make is investing on social, but for buying followers. I don't think that's going to work for any brand, whichever brand it is, because once you buy followers, then what? What is the next step? Fine, you've invested so much money in getting them on your page, but it would be better if you invest more towards engagement or driving a conversation with them rather than just acquiring people on the page and not them being inactive. Secondly, another problem that the brands make is being on digital for the sake of being on digital. There's no thinking or there's no strategy behind it. It's one of those things that, fine, because everybody's doing it, so we'll be there as well. Our competition is there, so we'll be there as well. If your competition is there, then you need to strategically think about how you're going to counter them or how you're going to drive their messaging away from your consumers. You need to engage your people, know your target audience. Coming from that, the third mistake brands make on digital or on social for that matter is targeting the wrong audience. We understand that Facebook works in a different way. We understand that the audience over there thinks and operates in a much more receptive manner rather than on any other digital platform. So that's how you'll need to think about how you'll want to be present there, not just for the sake of, let's do this because everybody else is doing it as well. Content, I see a lot of brands investing in content, but their idea of content is videos. So let's make videos and that's what we call content. No, if you look at it internationally, that's not how brands are working. That's not how big brands are working. They have thinking behind it. They have a message they want to drive and not just be there, create videos and just push them forward with money and say, okay, fine, we got these many views and this content became viral.
Makes sense.
Again, coming back to the communication, I don't see brands consistently communicating either. They have one messaging, then they'll have something else, then they'll have something else. So I understand that digital is a very fast environment. There's a lot happening, so you need to cope with that. But then having your communication consistent, having that one message no matter what you do, that needs to be something that brands really need to look into.
And why do you think brands actually fall into this trap? Why do you think they try to treat digital or are still treating digital as if, they're running some sort of a traditional ATL campaign? When there is so much potential to get engagement, they're still trying to drive a lot of one-way communication. And why do you think that's happening? Do you think there's still a lack of education on the client side? Are the agencies failing the clients? What's going on?
I think there's still some lack of education from the client side because they treat, yes, you're absolutely right, they treat digital as just another ATL activation. The problem behind that is for example, when we are in our agency, we're sitting with the client, we try and get the suppliers involved as well. So let's say, for example, there is something new that's come up on Facebook. So we'll get Facebook involved and we'll make the client and the supplier team sit together and then think of what we can potentially do with that product that the supplier is offering. That obviously comes into play a lot in this region because you don't have access to the suppliers that frequently. That's one problem. Another that brands have over here is that they have a regional push of investing on digital, but they don't know exactly what they want to do. So let's say, for example, working on an MNC product, because their guidance is coming in from the region, let's say it's coming in from India, Singapore, or Dubai for that matter, they'll want to invest on digital, but then again, their thinking is not right up to where it is from where the strategy is coming from. They're fine if in Dubai I invest 45% on digital, and over here I understand that the market is not that educated, I still need to invest like 10% or 15%. What am I doing with that? I just don't want to be on digital for the sake of being on digital because everybody is doing it. Brands don't want to take risks either. If you tell a brand right now that, you know, Instagram advertising is working, it delivers the message, or Snapchat is rolling out their advertising for that matter, they'll still be a lot risk averse because they don't understand the audience that is there, they don't understand the technicalities behind it, they don't understand how good that platform is. So I think that's another problem that brands have over
So
here.
when you say that, do you feel that, is it not falling on the agencies then to educate these people, or is it something more than just education? Is this risk aversion more a personal trait issue rather than education?
No, I think it's more of a personal trait rather than the agencies educating them, because I have seen agencies trying to push things forward, trying to be innovative, trying to be, you know, the leading name in trying to do something new, bringing something new to the table. But then it comes from the client side because they are always so skeptical about things, about trying new things. And one of the key problems that I've seen being a marketer is that everything needs to be calculated on ROI. I understand that, yes, you need to have a return on your investment, but everything cannot come into equal terms with your sales. There's awareness, there's consideration. You need to bring your consumer to the point of them purchasing your product, not just from step one saying that it's going to work because my ROI calculation is, you know, so and so.
Fair enough. So keeping this discussion in mind and moving forward, if I was a brand, what do I need to do to prepare for the year 2017, as it were?
For 2017, I think the three key things that brands would need to play on would be content, communication, and innovation. Innovation in terms of what are the new platforms that you can invest in. Is your audience there? Looking at audience from the point of view that they are not stupid of being on that platform and receiving that message. That doesn't happen. If you look at millennials, if you look at me, for example, I have become blind to display advertising. It's on a page, fine, it's over there, but I am more engaged in the content that's on the page rather than the advertising that's over there. So the generation that's after us and the generation right now, the millennials and Gen X and Y, they've become blind to all these traditional sort of advertising methods. So there's something new that you need to bring to the table. There's something new that you need to do for engaging this lot. Content, again, it's not just native ads, it's not just video. You need to do something more, something that will capture that audience's attention in a way that they'll want to talk to you. You need to make your audience talk to you, not just you talking to your audience. And just coming back to communication in looping these two things up.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The state of digital media today and what brands need to do to prepare for the year 2017. Eisha, thank you for being on this program.
It was a pleasure being here.
Join us again for another talk, same time next week.